some of you might be familiar with this from past times. Am I on? Can you hear me?
Kenny, can you make hers a little louder? Thank you.
I forget which page it's on, page 13 maybe, or page 8 or 9. I wrote it down and now I don't have the one that it was on. Huh? No, there's more words. There's a whole second verse of words. 13, page 13. Shechina. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome. Tonight is Shabbat Shirah, which is the Shabbat of song. As you could see, I've been a little under the weather, so I am protecting all of you by wearing this mask. I'm a little croaky, but I'll do my best. I'm going to be talking a little bit about why we call it Shabbat Shirah later. But one of the things that we're doing tonight, in addition, is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first woman cantor. In 1979, the first woman cantor was ordained, and so now we've had 50 years of women in the cantorate. And we welcome these lovely young ladies who are singing with us tonight because I wanted to highlight women's voices. You know, in traditional circles, even now still, it's forbidden for a woman's voice to be heard in public. And fortunately, in our community and in our circles, that is not the case. So we lift up women's voices, and we model for our daughters what it is to lift up women's voices. And these women are the future. And no matter what they end up doing, whether it's in music or in anything they choose, they will lift up their voices. And we celebrate that tonight. Thank you. Let us start by welcoming the Shabbat angels on page 11. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalem, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Mileshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We've just welcomed the Shabbat angels, and I'd like to invite another angel to come on over. Sadie, Rowan, Sivan, Schofield. I know, Schofield. So Sadie is now a second generation or third generation TIOH?
Third.
That's what I thought, right?
Second. Third. I can do math.
Okay, and she was born a year ago in January of 2024. And her parents, Jackie and Brian, are bringing her now to be named in front of our community. And one day you're going to be up there singing too. Okay, Tushy? Okay. So, and I also want to welcome Brian's parents from Texas who are here, and also, of course, Jackie's parents who are here from LA, who were members here and brought you up here, and your brother here, and your uncle and aunt are right there, and then lots of other extended family is here, and also a bunch of friends from Honeymoon Israel. Where are the Honeymoon Israel people who are here? Okay, love it. So Sadie, you have a lot of people behind you. And when you receive your Hebrew name right now, this is going to be the same name, Tushy, that when you're brought to the Torah, when you become a bat mitzvah, and God willing, when you find a relationship worthy of God's blessing, you will be called by this name too. Okay, loving? Yes. And then you'll be able to hold one of these too. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu kayem et hayelda hazot la'aviha u'le'ima v'ikra shma b'Yisrael Sarah Sivan bat Avraham v'Yosefa Chana Yismach ha'av v'yotzer chalatza v'tagel ima b'fri v'itna zot haktana gdola tihyeh כשם שנכנסה לברית, כן תיכנס לתורה, לחופה ולמעשים טובים, ונאמר,
Amen.
Our God and God of our ancestors, sustain this child through your parents' loving care. Let her be known among our people in Israel by the name Sarah Sivan, bat Avraham v'Yosefa Chana. May your name be a source of joy for you and inspire you to serve our people and all humanity. And may your parents rejoice in your growth with a little bit of humor and a lot of patience. And just as they have brought you today into the covenant with wisdom, may you lead a life of Torah and a life of good deeds. And one day when you find your beshert, may you live in a relationship worthy of God's blessing. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Ken yehi ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
Ken yehi ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Ken yehi ratzon.
May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift up God's special, unique light God has emanating from within you and give you the blessing of shalom, of completeness and wholeness. Amen.
Amen.
And now that we've brought the Shabbat angels in the room and we've brought you into the covenant, we are now going to light the Shabbat candles.
And we invite another angel in our midst to light our Shabbat candles, Cantor Perrine Anchor, who I'm going to talk a little bit about later. Come on up.
As she's coming up, turn around, find someone you might not know, wish them a Shabbat Shalom.
I know. I was trying to get your attention. Okay, this is the easy one.
Thank God.
Yeah, we had a... Uh-oh. Other side. No, this. So Ya'aloz Sadai is next.
The stubborn candles.
And as we take the light in, we're on page 12 for candle lighting.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. We need a little Shabbos. We need a little Shabbos. We're going to be singing some psalms. We begin on page 22. Ya'aloz Sadai.
Ya'aloz Sadai b'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay, 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 Ya'aloz Sadai b'chol asher bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay, 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 az yiradenu kol hazeh ya'al, az yiradenu kol hazeh ya'al, az yiradenu kol hazeh life of goodness. Be the righteous one. Live a life of kindness. Be the righteous one. Live a life of holiness. Be the righteous one. And let your heart shine out. Or Zarua la, la 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 la, la sadi. Or Zarua la, la 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 la, la sadi. Uyishrele simcha, Uyishrele simcha, Uyishrele simcha,
Let's take a deep breath in and out. Some people are trying to sow chaos in this world, but we're not going to take the bait. Not tonight. That's right. We need time to recenter. We need time to show gratitude. And we need time to Or Zarua Lat Tzadik, to shed light and to notice the light that's around us. That's what these Psalms right before Lecha Dodi do. And so take a moment to think of someone who shed some light on your life just this past week. And hold that person and hold what they did for you or what they taught you or what they said or just how they looked at you. Hold that close. Offer up a little appreciation. And as we sing Lecha Dodi, as we welcome the Shabbat bride in, as we get ready to fully immerse ourselves into a Shabbat of joy and peace and rest and renewal, take that person with you on this Shabbat and hold them close. Page 29, Lecha Dodi. Tonight we're going to do the bold verses starting on page 29.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala yala 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yala 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'divorecha.
wish we could just rest right now, but because we have a car issue, I'm asking that a BMW with license plate 9 DCN 863 come and see this gentleman. Page 31, a psalm for Shabbat.
This is a Mizmor Shir that comes to us from Africa. So this is a new tune for our community, but it's catchy, and you're going to pick it up, and we're going to sing it a number of times, and you're going to join us. Mizmor Shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai. Mizmor Shir leyom haShabbat, lezamer l'shimcha elyon, להגיד בבוקר חסרך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסרך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, ולזמר לשמך עליון, עלי עשור ועל ברצך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. Harmony now. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסרך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסרך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. Yeah. Woo!
Beautiful. Let's rise, page 36 for Baruch Hu, as we face east.
La
36. When we roll light away from dark and dark from light, it implies that we know the difference between light and dark. And the rabbis of the Talmud taught, how do we know the difference between light and dark? And they teach when we can see our neighbor and we can look into their eyes, that's when we know that it's light. May we always remember to look into another person's eyes and see their humanity.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Light becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Light becomes day, day turns to night. Forever.
Adonai Hama'ari Varavi.
Amen. Page 37, please join me. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu lemadata. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu v'shochbenu u'kumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen. Page 38, Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai
ואהבת
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני Adonai Elohechem.
Micha Mocha, page 39. I'll be speaking about this in a little bit, but this Micha Mocha comes from this week's Torah portion.
Even if you had a really difficult week, just looking at these girls leading us tonight has to bring a smile to your face. We're about to rise from the Amidah, and the rabbis teach that the Amidah is not complete unless you add your own words. You can add words of gratitude, of anger, of disappointment, of frustration, of love, of questions. You can add whatever words you want. But start with the words of the prayer book and then use it as a launching pad to add your own words. Page 44.
Shekhinah, na, 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 na. Shekhinah, na, 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 na. Shekhinah, na, 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 na. Shekhinah, na, 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 na. And give us your light to find light within us, to illumine the pathway to you. And give us your light to find light within us, to illumine the pathway to you.
We always end our tefillah with a prayer for healing and hope and wholeness. You can find it on page 239, the Mishaberach. And I'm especially thinking about our U.S. aid workers around the world who are no longer employed, and all of the people who they helped. I'm sending a Mishaberach to them, and all of the federal workers who are told not to come back to work, all those still suffering from the fires, all of the kids who are told that they can't have their trans medications anymore because those are being taken away in certain places, those who are suffering from the plane crashes that happened in the past 2 weeks. It's been a really difficult time, and my heart goes out to all of them, as well as to those on our Mishaberach list that you have on your chairs, those in our community who we're sending special prayers of health and healing to.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Bekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. I'm going to do a slight set change. Hello. So, as I mentioned earlier, the name of this week's Shabbat is Shabbat Shirah, the Shabbat of song, because this week's Torah portion, B'Shalach, contains the the Song of the Sea, Shirat Hayam. Shirat Hayam is the beautifully written epic poem that Moses sings that describes the Israelites' harrowing escape from the Egyptian army through the parted Red Sea. As Pharaoh's army approached on horse-drawn chariots, the Israelites hit a dead end at the sea, and God told Moses to lift up his hands, and the sea parted. And when they got through it to the other side, the sea closed on Pharaoh's pursuing army, drowning them. In this epic poem sung by Moses, it begins with this statement, "I will sing to the eternal, for God has triumphed gloriously. Horse and driver has God hurled into the sea." And it has a very special tune. Ashir al Adonai ki ga'oga'a sus feruch bayam. This is followed by many descriptions of how they sank, were drowned, were swallowed up. And at the very end, when all the Israelites are on the other side, Miriam leads the women in dancing and sings to them all the same words that Moses started with. Sing to the eternal, for God has triumphed gloriously. Horse and driver has God hurled into the sea. And you may know that in the Torah itself, this epic poem is set apart by a very particular poetic form. It looks different from anything around it in the Torah, and I want to show it to you in case you haven't seen it. This is where I nerd out about the Torah. Hold that side. Yeah. Column after column, and then all of a sudden it's different. This is the parting waters, or the waters filling back in to become the sea again. This is one of my favorite parts of the Torah because it is just so beautiful.
You see it on this side? See how it looks like waves coming in and out?
Yeah. Moses sings the epic poem. Miriam answers him, bookending the epic. Miriam is called a prophet here, the only time in the Torah that she's called a prophet. Moses is considered the greatest prophet who ever lived, who spoke to God panim al panim, face to face. And her prophecy was in song. Perhaps she and Moses were the first cantors. 50 years ago, in 1975, Barbara Ostfeld was the first woman to be ordained as a cantor by HUC, the seminary of the Reform movement. 1 year later, the rabbi of Temple Israel of Hollywood, Haskell Burnett, hired Aviva Rosenblum to be Temple Israel's cantor, a Jewish singer he met and worked with in Boston. Aviva, whose father was a cantor, was not herself ordained at that point, but she took the job, rose to it, and got the education she needed while on the job. She somehow knew that she belonged on the bima, even though she had no model for it. Rabbi Burnett saw the future. He saw how congregational music was changing, was needing to change. It was becoming more participatory, more down to earth with the people. You see, at that time, most synagogues had an organist and a choir. The congregation sang along, but the style of the music was becoming old-fashioned, out of step with the music of the times, and women were not permitted on the bima. Singer and songwriter Debbie Friedman pioneered that change without really meaning to. She wanted to better understand the Jewish liturgy that she grew up with. It felt distant and unattainable to her. So she studied what the words meant and put them into the music that she could relate to, like the folk music of the 1960s and 70s. Although Aviva came from a classical and opera background, she too played guitar and was part of the 60s and 70s folk music scene. And that is what Haskell Burnett brought to Temple Israel's Cantorit. Not only a woman on the bima, but a woman with a guitar. And while Aviva was rising on the bima at Temple Israel, our very own Perrine Anchor was serving as the first woman cantor at Stephen S. Wise, and then at Beth Shalom in Santa Monica and the Temple for the Arts, before becoming dean of the cantorial school at Academy for Jewish Religion, California, where she has educated and influenced dozens of cantors, including me. Debbie Friedman, although in her own time was considered radical by the cantorial establishment, she changed the face of Jewish liturgical music to the extent that now HUC's cantorial school is named the Debbie Friedman School of Sacred Music. And now 50 years after the first female cantor, the field of cantor is dominated by women. I stand on the shoulders of Barbara Ostfeld and especially Perrine Anchor and Aviva Rosenblum. And to commemorate this milestone, I would like to welcome up Thelma Samuelon, a past president of Temple Israel, who will say a few words about how Cantor Rosenblum changed TIOH for the better. And then we will hear an original song by our Cantor Emerita, Aviva Rosenblum.
Thank you, Shelley. And Aviva, wonderful to see you, and Ben and Eitan and Hazel. So just in a very few words, Shelley asked me to talk about what the experience of being at Temple for those of us who were here when Aviva was the cantor, and I wasn't here before, so I can't speak to how it was before, but I have a wonderful, very quick story which Aviva told me, and that is that, of course, at the time you arrived, the Temple president and the Temple board were, of course, male. And I don't know how they responded to Haskell Burnett's idea of bringing this young woman to the Temple to sing, but they made a condition. The condition was that she could not be on the bima during the high holidays. That was a bridge too far. So there were, you can't hear me? Sorry. A number of years where you were relegated to the better service in the chapel rather than on the bima. And of course, times have changed, and all of that seems ridiculous. But it wasn't that long ago. So what we're used to wasn't always so. And in particular, what I want to say, what Aviva meant to those of us, it continues to mean, number one, the voice. That's the first thing that you notice. My husband used to say, she sings like Joan Baez. That was the highest praise. Maybe not the most sophisticated or, educated, but for us that was like the best thing you could say. The voice was there. It was just magnificent and beautiful and welcoming. But with that came a very warm and engaging presence from the bima. The smile, the openness, the welcomingness of the music, of the voice of her person. And that's what we came to appreciate and to love and to get used to. We probably always knew that it was something special that we had. So what did Aviva bring to us in addition to those two important factors? She taught us about Jewish spirituality from a feminist side point of view, which is something that certainly I didn't have any background in or education in, but and I was so happy to hear the Shekhinah Nigun when we came in. So that's emblematic of that. We come here with all kinds of backgrounds, and those of us, certainly in my age group, weren't really educated in the ways of the Shekhinah or in that approach to God and to religiosity. And so that was something that you brought to us, something major. And with that came some rituals, and there were too many to mention now, but there was the Women's Seder and the Rosh Chodesh celebrations and many other rituals that brought that side of understanding spirituality to us. Aviva was a wonderful teacher, kids and adults. Some of us say our kids were raised here. Speaking personally, I came here as an adult, but I was raised here Jewishly. And thank you for what you contributed to that. In particular, I'm just going to mention the chanting, learning to chant. Not too many of us were brave enough to do it, the study with Aviva for a year and learn to chant, but that opens up another way that I don't know even how to put it in words, what it does to you to be up there with the Torah scroll and to be able to chant it. It's a connection, and thank you for that as well. So I was going to mention the Shekhinah Nigun and the road we're on, which I'm delighted that we have the words, but I also want to mention one other song that you brought us, Therefore Choose Life, which we sometimes still sing on high holidays. I wish we always did. Take note. But we have some CDs of yours, so your voice can continue. And thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Aviva.
All I can say is this is just fabulous, especially these four young women over here, and Shelley, and Michelle, and my friends, and my friend Perrine. I have to talk into here. My friend Perrine is reminding me. Okay. So on your seats you have the road we're on, Kol Nativotenu Shalom. And if I can find my capo, there it is. I'm capable. Sorry, punster. Let's see, it may have gone a little bit out of tune, so just give me a sec here. And that's not working now? Okay, fine, whatever. It's working, it's working. Okay. As they say, good enough for jazz.
You have the song sheets on your chair.
Yeah, you have the song seated on your chair, and as it says on the song, it was written to serve as the closing song from one of the feminist Shabbat services that we did in the late 70s. Kol Nativotenu Shalom is V'chol Nativotenu Shalom. All of our paths are wholeness or peace, however you want to interpret that. So I'm going to sing Kol Nativotenu Shalom. And the chorus is very easy to learn. If you look at the indented, it goes like this. The road we're on, the road we're on, the truth about the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on, V'chol Nativotenu Shalom. Try it with me, the road we're on. The road we're on, the road we're on, the truth about the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on, V'chol Nativotenu Shalom. When I'm alone or with my sisters, sometimes I ask myself where I'm going. There are no answers, but there's a story that leads us down the road we're on. For many years, I tell my sisters, hundreds of years we have come and gone. No one has noticed and no one's reported the truth about the road we're on. Everyone, the road we're on, the road we're on. The truth about the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. V'chol netivoteinu shalom. Here we go in Egypt. Back when our people, you can sing, were slaves in Egypt, the midwives wouldn't kill our newborn sons. Moses was rescued by Pharaoh's daughter. They put us on the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. They put us on the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. V'chol netivoteinu shalom. Old Sarah's laugh and Deborah's bravery, everyone. Yael's deception and Miriam's song. Ruth and Naomi who loved each other. They kept us on the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. They kept us on the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. V'chol netivoteinu shalom. And now post-Torah. The scholar Bruria, who taught the Talmud, and Chana Senesh, who gave her life. Golda Meir, who was leader of Israel. They led us on the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. They led us on the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. V'chol netivoteinu shalom. When we're alone or with our sisters, we often ask ourselves where we're going. Our many answers are in the stories that lead us down the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. That lead us down the road we're on, the road we're on, the road we're on. V'chol netivoteinu shalom. And now the coda. Ki kol darkeinu hein darkei noam, v'chol netivoteinu shalom.
Yasher Koach.
ASCAP songwriter.
Thank you.
Shelley said that she stands on the shoulders of Aviva and Perrine, and we all stand on their shoulders, and it's all upon us. Aleinu l'shabeach. It is upon us to continue the tradition and to continue to grow Judaism and deepen Judaism. Page 282, Aleinu. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ
We're on page 292 for Mourner's Kaddish. This week we laid to rest our congregant Louis Eglash. He was 1 month shy of 103. God bless him. He wore his bow ties. He loved nature. He was the father of Marla Abrahamson, and his wife, who also passed, Elian Eglash, was really also fabulous and a part of our synagogue community. So we take Louis Eglash into our hearts now. This is the Shloshim, the 30 days of mourning for Peter Yarrow and B. Leibenberg and Sherry Samerton. And then this week we remember the yahrzeits of Abraham Andaman, Mary Anker, Jania Bainash, Alice Berman, Kathleen Buchalter, Charles Cohen, Bruno Consalo, Jay Cooper, Mary Davis, Arlene Dubkin, Richard Friedman, Flora Gelberg, Adrian Hall, Harry Halper, Ronald Clonal, Henry Kramer, George London, Herman Magidson, Kay Polyakov Krantz, Rosalind Rabin, Rose Schwartz, Adeline Sloan, Janice Tract, Norman Weinstein, and Leon Wolpe. Those people who are in mourning are really in a different space than everyone else. And so we invite the mourners first to rise. And if I didn't mention the name of someone who you're in mourning for, if it's their yahrzeit or if it's the first year of their death, if you would say their name. Please stand. And if you want to stand next to someone who's saying Kaddish to help them say Kaddish, we're on page 292, and our congregation will reply with Amen. Together, the mourners. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemera. Bi'alma divrach hirute v'almich malchute b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chaye tekol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv. Together, Amen. Yehe Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Almei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei D'Kudasha B'rechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehe Shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom.
Shalom,
A couple of announcements before Zoe and we all lead Kiddush together. One is I want to thank Shelley Fox for putting together this whole service and envisioning it all and celebrating the women in the cantorate. Go to tioh.org. All of our programming is on there. If we haven't met you, if I haven't met you and you're new and you're visiting, please come up and introduce yourself to us at the end of services. And I want to give a big shout out to Dan Patterson and his daughter Sally. They used to be members here a long time ago, and they're back in England, and it's wonderful to have you back from England. So welcome back. And we're on page 294 for...
Do that, I want to thank Zoe Frankel, Emma Friedland, Juliet Friedland, Ariel Aviad. Thank you so much for enhancing our service so beautifully. Thank you, Simon Fox. Thank you, James Harper.
Okay, let's rise for Kiddush, page 294.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh bereishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim b'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh ha-shabbat lechaim. Take a sip. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Please join us for an extended Kiddush, an oneg after the service tonight, sponsored generously by the women of TIOH.